Harold Bergman, Jewish shamus and World War II vet, is ready to settle down with his high school flame. When a society lady offers a job too simple, Harold winds up neck deep in a 25-year-old murder tied to a dead gangster and secrets no one wants unearthed. Just as the dust settles, a regular job with an insurance outfit drags him into something darker and more sinister. Now the dead are whispering and the living are lying. He'll need the strength of his 5,000-year-old religion to survive the wickedness of the past. The Crop of Wickedness, Volume 3 of the Wichita Chronicles. Release date October 8th, 2025. The past has come to harvest.
Didion thought she was done with life until she woke up. Facing shock treatment at the state psychiatric hospital, she knows she must get out. Didion gets an unbelievable offer. Dr. Goldbrandson, a psychologist who claims to specialize in cases like hers, will take her case for free. But there is one catch. She has to move to a remote facility. Didion accepts, but soon discovers the doctor's methods may be worse than a shock to the brain. Follow Didion as she discovers the mysterious history of the Green Ward, a path that forces her to redefine reality. A history of madness, a mystery with a sci-fi twist, will have you wondering if you can believe what you see with your own eyes. Available wherever books are sold.
This is the Viking. Come see me at the Derby Public Library Saturday, September 13th from 2 to 4 p.m. I'll be there with books and stickers ready to talk about my pathways to publishing and the books I love. That's the Derby Public Library, September 13th from 2 to 4 p.m. And now, we continue our interview with Kansas notable author A.D. Childers. And remember, read a book.
And I think that's one thing I've loved about teaching NaNoWriMo the last several years is brainstorming with kids and showing them, hey, this is how I do it. You don't have to do it this way, but this might help you. And then we'll start doing characters and I'll take them through some of my stories and then I turn it over to them and say, okay, let's just come up with a character as a group and then we'll all create one.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love NaNoWriMo.
And again, with you as both of you as teachers and so forth, let's talk about time management. You've got certain degree of time during the summer, less time during the school year. You've got the writing, you've got the groups that you hang out with. When do you find time to market and promote yourself? I mean, how does that get incorporated in?
That is tricky. I am very lucky that, my publisher has kind of a platform that gets some of that out of there for me. And that was another reason I really didn't want to go the self-publishing route is because I didn't think I could really do it well with time. But it's getting published actually helped a lot with that because when I, tell my friends or family or whatever, like, hey, I'm gonna go take this evening and I'm gonna write, or this weekend, hey, I need a couple hours to write. People are like, oh, okay. Whereas before, you might get a little bit of a like,
what?
Yeah, right. Like that's weird. You're
Get
gonna
that
pass
side
up,
eye.
right, right. But once the publication, honestly, it was even before that because I started getting some awards for my short stories. People started seeing that I wasn't doing this as a hobbyist, which plenty of people do, which is awesome. I think it's really healthy to write. But I think they started seeing that I was taking it very seriously and were more respected when I put up those boundaries and say, hey, I would love to, go to the movies or do whatever they were thinking, but I need this time to work on this. I had to practice that myself as well to be like, okay, are you going, what's the priority here? And so that took some work. My master's helped me with that a little bit because then I had professors who were like, I need your writing by a certain date, right? And so I had to figure out how to get that in and fit it in. And when I was in that process with someone else giving me due dates, I figured how to fit, I gotta get
Bingo,
this
right,
in. Yeah.
right,
And then
right.
after it was done, I was like, I was getting plenty of writing done. There's time to do it. I just have to impose my own due dates now, or my own goals is probably more of what
Good,
I
good.
do. So,
And one of
Well,
the
but
things I mentioned on the podcast before, I did some training through Artist Inc., and they make us set goals and weekly, monthly, yearly goals. And I've always found that to be very important
mhm,
because you have that finish line staring at you. And
exactly.
yeah, and you have to get a certain amount done, or yeah, it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to go play video games or go watch a movie or yeah.
Yeah, it
but
can be
you but
very easy
but
to do.
you do build in that free time though. I mean, you can have
Hmm.
goals, you can set goals, but you can also say, today I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling well. I actually have a real cold, not one that's
Right.
going to spawn a story. So I mean, there is that time from that standpoint. Are you the one that's about to be published, the one you're working on, similar genres in terms of mystery slash
Yeah,
thriller, paranormal? Is
the,
that the
they're pretty close. Yeah, my first one is definitely a mystery with a paranormal side. I would say the second one that is coming out very soon has a little bit more of almost a science fiction, speculative fiction might be a better way to term
okay?
it, side to it. And then the one I'm drafting this summer is a lot more kind of like my first one of a mystery with kind of a cryptid forest deity creature thing thrown
Oh,
in for
Cool.
cool.
fun.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's where that one's
They-
gonna go.
So are you world building with this one too?
A little bit, a little bit. I'm doing a kind of a dual timeline again. I've
oh,
got a archaeological dig as the current timeline, and then I have these diary entries from the dig. So the dig is looking at a this fictionalized um, Kansas territorial time period, like 1850s to
oh
1880s, is kind
wow.
of where the homestead that I'm working at existed in. And I have a teenage girl from that time period who is keeping diary entries. And so I'm interspersing those with the dig of the site.
Oh wow.
Um,
That's definitely some historical right there. I tell you that. Whoa.
yeah, yeah.
Wait,
I spent about a year and some months doing research for this one. There was
now is that all library online? Where's the research coming from?
a mix. So some of I usually start out the library. So I go to the library, see out what they got, and that spawned me into looking into the orphan trains.
Oh right.
The girl I have writing the diary, I have her as being one of the orphan train writers, which I had never even heard of till I started doing the research,
Hmm.
and I was fascinated by it, and I found out that the National Orphan Train Museum is in
Yep.
Kansas.
In
It's up in
Appleton.
Concordia?
Or
yeah,
it's
What?
Concordia?
or Concordia,
Concordia.
Concordia.
Right.
So I went up there, right, and visited, bought books. They have lots of books in their gift shop,
Hmm.
and things like that. The for the archaeology side, I've always been interested in that. I'm a member of the Kansas Anthropological Association,
Oh
Huh.
and
wow.
yeah, and every year they have what's called the Kansas Archaeological Training Program, and they usually alternate between a historic site and a prehistoric site. This last year, it was like they knew my idea. They had taken a mansion from like the late 1880s that they were digging. They were working on the grounds of that out near Lecompton.
Wow.
It couldn't have lined up better. I'm 1880s might be wrong on that, but it was the Stanton Mansion. It just I was like, oh my gosh. So and they're usually about 2 weeks. You can sign up for time in the field or you can sign up for time in the lab or some of both. The first time I did this was at Brown versus Board, and I did some field and I did some lab work. That field work, that is hard work. That's really, really hard work. And I did some of it and I went, "Oh, that's lovely. I'm going to go work in the lab for this one." So, I worked in the lab for this last one and it was so much fun. Like one of the cool things we found was a military button. And we had this one of the cleaners, her name is Ramona. She is, when we find something that really needs to be cleaned well, it goes to Ramona. She spent 4 hours on this thing.
Wow.
Whoa.
Right. But she was able to get it clean enough that we could see the maker's marks on the back, the lettering on the front. And then that came to me and we did some research and we narrowed it down to being produced between, I think, 1855 and 1859,
Huh.
which was just
My
so cool.
goodness.
Right.
My goodness.
So it's just it's an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And as a member of that group, it's not very expensive. There's a little bit of a fee to pay in, and then otherwise, food and lodging is on your own. This one was close enough I could just drive to it every
Right.
day. And it's you just learn so much. And it's not like I'm going to ever be like one of the professional archaeologists or anthropologists that help run this, but I'm able to talk with them and learn from them, and they take you through that process. Actually, they have a couple more lab days coming up at the end of this week, and I'm so excited because they're going
Hmm.
to go help with some more of the things they found. Um, so, what was really fun about that as well is that there was people from all four surrounding states came in because that's something I
Oh
guess
my
that's kind of
goodness.
unique to Kansas is this program because they had over 170 people, volunteers, sign up to take part of this. And so it's
Wow.
just an amazing experience for, a teacher, writer, someone who's not in the field at all to go out and learn about archaeology. And I've always found it fascinating. So,
Well, I mean, it provides you with an element of history that is not the dates and the times and the people and the battles. And when you can come across it, I mean, a military button, what's the meaning behind that? It's not just a button to fasten clothing, it has meaning. And I think that's where you're digging deeper, no pun intended, and bringing that to the surface to enhance what you're writing. I think this is, we haven't encountered anybody who has done that degree of research,
Mm.
you
well,
know?
it's just I think it's kind of it goes together. Like my ideas come from some of the activities I do, right? So I'm able to pull those together. And somebody I talked about my writing out there some, and I'm like, well, this is where the stories are at. Like people are
Yeah.
sharing stories. When we were walking around the town of Lecompton, we had our little name tags, and people were like, um, what are you guys doing here? And we told them about the where we were working, and everyone had a story about that
Oh yeah.
location, right?
Oh,
And
wow.
so just every shop I went into, I was learning more little folklore stories and things, and it was just fabulous. So yeah, doing things like that, if you're stuck finding ideas, man, that's can't get
Yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've always been a sucker for folklore because
Mhm.
that's usually based in something in the area.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And it's
yeah,
Exactly.
fascinating how that folklore can change over time.
exactly.
Or
So,
change from region to region, not from state to state, even from region to region. I'm sure Western Kansas has a different degree of folklore than, let's say, the Kansas City metro area.
Mm.
So I mean that's
absolutely.
where it really gets deep and interesting. Wow, cool.
Pterodactyls. Yeah. Western
Pterodactyls.
Kansas pterodactyls, yeah.
That a
Okay.
university?
No, no, no.
Okay, fine.
It's something that they've spotted out there a few times and
Not live ones, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, fine. He's he's a writer. He
Okay, fine.
tells
Yeah.
stories. I'll believe
I
him.
know, right?
That's
That's
fine.
hanging out with us. You never know when we're making something up or not.
Yep. Right along with the swamp apes that live in El Dorado. Yep.
Oh, good to know.
They're a Bigfoot offshoot. They actually had people come here and research them because there was a weird camera thing that they saw.
Oh, that's
All
awesome.
Mm.
right. So do you have any other events coming up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be at the Kansas Book Festival here in September. September 20th is the main
Okay.
festival date. Let's see. I will be doing a book club with the Emporia Readers of Recreational Readers through the Rec Center.
Nice.
Um,
Okay.
that's actually really soon. That's in early August. Um, and then on November 2nd, for the Friends of the Library event at the Topeka Shawnee County Public Library, I'll be the guest speaker, guest
Oh,
author
fantastic.
speaker for that.
Good.
So that's coming
Cool.
up too.
Excellent. Excellent.
Cool.
Do
Well,
we
hey, we
do
appreciate your time today.
do we
Thank
have
you
a
Was
for
there
having
some?
me.
publication? Do we have a publication date on book two?
It should be really, really soon. I'm thinking
Okay.
like
Okay.
they're in the getting everything out there
Yeah, yeah,
sort of
okay.
thing. So probably honestly in the next couple weeks
Let
should
us
be out
know and
live.
we'll announce. Let us know and we will
Awesome.
announce.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you. Thank
and we'll
you.
even have you back on.
That would be
Yeah,
fun. I would love that.
Awesome. We appreciate that. We end every single podcast with a little saying that we came up with. You ready for this?
I am.
Read a
Read a
book.
book.
Exactly. Do that.
That's,
That's awesome.
Alicia, thanks for joining us. This has been great. And congratulations again on the Kansas Notable Book Award. That is wonderful and well worth it.
All right. Thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun.
All right.
Oh, cool.
And take care.
Tiki Man and the Viking Podcast brought to you by Rumination of Thunder Media.
The following intro and outro music was used for this media project. The music Find Them by Alexander Nakrata. Free download from filmmusic.io. License Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 International.